Tamily. This is Ask Tamily episode 81, coming to you live from the Chicago Tamily meetup. We are so excited to have this amazing group of panelists to be interviewed today, and I'm excited we don't have to coordinate going live with anyone else. So, we're going to start with some introductions, and then we will answer a couple questions. Hi, Nicole. And then we'll start taking questions from the chat live, which is definitely the most fun. So, we're going to start with our introductions, name, IG tag, and whether you've done an Ask Tamily interview before, and we'll start with Cassie and work our way around.
You just answered my question for me already. I'm Cassie, _Tam. Yes, and then I was episode, oh my god, now I'm forgetting. I'm so sorry, episode 49.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kimmy C79, and I was episode 25.
Hi, Sintra, Shy, like CHI_Sintra, and I was episode 79.
Rachel_Tamily. I don't know what my episode was.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're 16.
I was 16.
Hi, Kim_Tamily, and my Ask Tamily interview was 43.
Happy birthday, Kim.
Yeah, happy birthday! And Maura, also Maura.
Hi, I'm Chrissy at Chrissy for Tam, and my Ask Tamily was 44.
I'm Katie. My handle is KT_Insta_Tam, and my episode was 26 of Ask Tamily.
I'm Erin Curl Fit Life, and this is my first Ask Tamily.
Yay! Her next one is going to be soon.
I'm Melissa. My handle is Melissa_Lloyd_Tam. Right? This is my first Ask Tamily as well.
She'll be scheduled soon also.
Hi, I'm Marissa. I'm Marissa Mermaid86, and this is my first experience in the Ask Tamily family.
I'm Kristen. It's Kristen LA for Tam, and I was episode 21 with Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
So we're going to start by asking a couple questions of everyone in the room, and then we'll go to the live questions that should be popping up in the chat. Our first question is, what is one thing that you can do now that you couldn't do before you started this method? Cassie?
Without a doubt, for me, that's dance. Not a natural dancer, not an athlete. I keep saying that over and over and over again, but it's true. And hopefully everyone here has had the opportunity to see me walk into something during this past weekend. But yeah, I never could dance, never really felt like I could do much of anything athletically. And now I kind of feel like a real athlete. I feel like I can perform. I feel like my ability actually to take on other sports like tennis or even go hiking. I mean, even just to like hike in Patagonia and not like fall on my face and able to like scale rocks like 3 points, 3-point contact. Like my ability to do all kinds of like honestly like real athletic shit, and I could never do it before. So I think dance cardio was kind of my gateway drug into breaking into something I didn't think I could do, and it's really given me the confidence and the actual grace and agility to achieve even greater heights yet.
Kim?
My turn? Okay, so I think I mostly, obviously like more stamina and able to perform better every week and just keep up with the reps, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better of meeting new people and making them my friends and spending time with them and sleeping in the same bed with Kim like 5 minutes after I met her. So I just think
So memorable.
being a part of this community has just made me grow as a person, and I'm happy to have all these ladies and many more as my friends.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sandra?
Okay, well, I'll try to keep my answers short because my answers on Ask Tamily were super, super long. So,
They were perfect.
All right, so I guess from a physical standpoint, I mean, my hip strength has just gone through the roof. Just certain moves that there was no way I could do before I can do now, which just makes me super happy. Then non-exercise related, I think two really. I mean, one is, and I say this over and over again, wearing leopard print. That was something I could never do before I did Tracy Anderson. And the other thing is basically, and I think this ties into Tracy's lecture from last week with the endorphins and the high. I honestly just feel like I'm on a high all day. I feel like I'm in a good mood most of the time, and I think from before it was harder, I think, to be in that good mood a good chunk of the time, right? Now it's just you don't even think about it. You're there.
Right.
So.
Mine's easy. The thing that I thought I could never do is definitely learn choreography. And so I think in my Ask Tamily interview, I specifically said, like, you always ask that question, do you do dance cardio? And I'm like, I want to so bad. So that was my goal for 2019, and I worked on it all year. And now I know a ton of the dances. I'm nowhere near close to doing them well. But I know
Yes,
you
you
are.
are.
I know the choreography.
Yes.
You were good stuff.
You were
Thank
so
you.
good. I was recording you guys. You did that.
Thank you. Anyway, so that was my big thing that I did with Tracy Anderson.
So I'll say two things. I would say the number one thing is like the mind-body connection. I think with this method, I mean, I've always worked out, and this is like the first type of workout where you just truly like get that mind-body connection, where you're just focusing on like inside out versus outside in. And then the second thing would be I learned how to record myself, film myself working out, and post it on Instagram. It's so weird.
There you go.
Oh, and my colorful page.
Yes.
That's it.
Go ahead. Okay. Yeah, I kind of piggybacking on Kim's. That's kind of my thing too. Just recording myself and posting it on the internet. You know, I hesitate to use this term, but this really is my safe space.
Yes.
And I have been able to be vulnerable with this community in ways that I haven't been comfortable doing that with some of the closest people in my life. And I mean, it sounds cliche, but it's just so amazing and just supportive and wonderful.
Same.
Yes.
So my answer is also dance. I mean, I can bounce now, y'all.
You really can.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
I still maintain it's more cardio than dance, and still working on the panache of like memory. So yeah, dance, bouncing.
Mine is not dance. Mine is probably to love myself, in particular my body now. Before I started the method, I definitely was one of those people who's like chronic, oh, I'm gonna get on this diet bandwagon, or oh my gosh, like Tracy talks about a lot in her lectures at the end about not wanting to look like a celebrity. She talks about, I was that person. I would see like Jennifer Aniston. I want to be like her. I want to have her butt, or, you know, and after doing the method, I've really learned to love me. Okay, so.
Mine is definitely getting up at 5 a.m.
Working out at 5
a.m. I never thought I would ever say that. I'm not really someone that sleeps in, but as soon as the sun's up, like, I'm awake. So getting up at 5 a.m. before the sun, never thought I would do that, especially to work out.
Mm-hmm.
So that motivation to do that, definitely not something I could do before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mine is doing a plank for minutes on end, kicking my leg in the air. Like never in my wildest dreams, but I think I could do that. And I'm a rock star, and I kick ass, and we all do. Like, we're doing these crazy things, and it empowers us, and I just feel so lucky that I found the method.
I really regret going last now. I will say yes, dance. Yes, meeting people, getting out of my comfort zone. Yes, mind, body. I'm going to be finishing up my master's, which is not anything that I would ever take on in my late 40s and 50s without having the confidence that comes out of doing, just learning everything about this method. Yes, planks. Yes, getting up early. Yes, to all of it.
Yeah.
What about you, Susan?
Yeah.
Well, I was planning to ask the next question.
Oh no. Oh no.
One thing that I couldn't do before this method was post my face confidently on Instagram. If you look 1,500 posts ago, I would crop the picture to what I found acceptable, which never included my face. And now I don't care, and I go live with my face every day, no matter what it looks like. So, thanks for turning the table on me.
Yeah, there you go.
Our next question is going to be, what is something that you've gotten out of this Tamily meetup weekend? And we'll start again with Cassie.
I just on the off the cuff here, like planning, like event planning skills. I work in healthcare, so I don't really have like any prior experience doing that stuff, and I've never been married, so I never even had like planned a wedding. So all of this was like a rude awakening, to be totally honest. But with help from Sintra, especially, like we did pull it off. I don't want to say, but this weekend totally rocks.
Yeah.
Also, it's great to meet everyone.
Yeah. I think it's just been amazing, like to be with people that I'm friends with and I've already met, and meet new people, get to know people. Special thanks to Sintra and Cassie for all their hard work. The dinner yesterday was awesome. I'm sure tonight is going to be as well. So I can't wait, and this was just so fun. I hope we do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've kind of committed to 4 times a year, I think.
Yeah.
In Chicago, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess for me, what getting out from this weekend, or getting out of the weekend, is, and I get this every time I'm with you guys and Tamily all around the world, frankly, is this instant connection where this just feels normal. This does not feel like I've never been with you, and I'm not going to see you tomorrow, or the next day, So it's a kind of it's a wonderful feeling because it's this total instant connection. But it's also like at the end of the weekend when everyone goes home, you're sort of like, oh my gosh, where did everyone go?
Mm-hmm.
And you're back in your mat by yourself. It's like, oh no. And then I wanted to sort of echo what Cassie said about the event planning. Although I think that we found a nice symbiotic relationship between like your strengths and my strengths to be able to figure certain things out.
We did.
So I'm going to try not to keep repeating what everyone is saying, because that's what I really, really want to say. Honestly, I think that a funny thing that I got out of this weekend is figuring out how to pack so many weights into carry-on luggage and get them through the airport and to the hotel. Because of course, the travel week has to be the 3-pound, the triple weights. So all of the weights in the carry-on.
Excellent.
I would say just being able, like you have a connection with people on just Instagram, and so you make comment and you talk kind of back and forth, and just being able to put real live faces and real life connection, which in turn I think will make even like when we're communicating on Instagram now so much better, so even better than it's already been, which it's already been amazing, even though we've never met these people. So now just meeting new people and having that new connection will make Instagram and just our daily routine and motivation so much better. So
Yeah, definitely. Kind of the same thing. My heart has really been touched by the fact that we really know each other. 2/3 of the people that are here this weekend are people I've never met in person, but people know you. We're not just scrolling and hitting like. We pay attention to what the other people, what everybody else has to say and our experiences, and it's a genuine friendship, whether you've even met in person or not yet.
Great. That's like the greatest thing about this.
echo what Chrissy just said. No, the genuineness of when a lot of times when you think of Instagram, there's that Instagram versus reality. But when we put on our
you are on Instagram and this is who you are in person, because we're being very genuine and honest and open and we're vulnerable when we post on Instagram. So I think it just echoes everything of what everybody has said. It just reinforces that we all feel very comfortable being around each other because we are being honest and open with our posts. We're not being fake.
Totally.
I have two things, I guess. I'll make it short. Pun intended. The first is how short everyone is. Like, seriously. Instagram is deceiving. I'm only 5'4", and I showed up, and everyone is shorter than me. Okay, you're taller than me. Okay, so she's taller than me, but everyone's like 5'2". They all look. Several people. I thought you were like 5'8". Everyone looks so much taller.
Katie's really short.
And
by the
she's
way.
so little.
So is Marissa.
She looks so much
I
taller.
thought Marissa was like 6 feet tall.
Taller online than they do in person. And the second would be, I've never done like a class before or done a meetup, so being in that room and trying to figure out how to move with all these people around me without picking people, since everyone was recording themselves. I'm like, sorry, I don't mean to hit your camera. Your water bottle, like rotating myself numerous times. That was a challenge. So next time I'll be better.
What I got from this weekend is energy. Oh my goodness. So the energy of a workout meetup is insane. Like, that was the quickest fundamentals class and quickest dance cardio I've ever done. It went by so fast, and the energy was just amazing. So, very different in person.
So what I got out of this weekend was just like the acceptance from all of the Tamily that showed up. And just the camaraderie and having drinks and talking like we've been friends for years. I really enjoy that because I've never been to a Vitality Week. So just to experience the closeness without having to fly all over just to meet all these girls, it was just an hour flight for me. So I got the best experience, and then working out with all of them. I got to just track them and look at them lifting their leg, and I followed suit. It was amazing.
So Suzanne told me to say that what I got out of it was sharing a room with her, which was amazing. Secondarily, the supporting player that is Chicago is amazing. I got to come here with my daughter. I kind of fucked up because I brought my daughter. And I was kind of torn. So what I didn't do well was hang out with everybody as well.
You're here right now.
You're here now.
And
Yeah.
we appreciate you participating. And what I got out of it, before somebody else is what I get every day. Of course, sharing a room with Kristen and having the inspiration and energy from the Tamily. Like, my heart rate hasn't been below 100 for like the last 24 hours.
I kind of can't do it anymore.
So tired. Yeah. But it's extremely energizing and inspiring, like just beyond the workout, about, life and creating connections. So when we do these meetups, we want as many people to come to them as possible. And now we're going to take some questions from the chat. So for these questions,
Behind the scenes of an Ask Tamily.
not everybody has to answer them, but just whoever wants to answer, you can. Let's see. What's the first word that comes to mind when you think of the Tamily?
Love.
Short.
Yeah.
Confident.
Strong, supportive,
Sexy.
sexy.
Flair.
Athletic. For those that have joined an Ask Tamily interview, what is something you've learned about yourself since your interview?
That I could dance.
Someone else said that one too. Was that you, Rachel?
You learned to dance since your...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I didn't dance as of June. It was in June, and I didn't dance then. I had sprained my ankle a couple months ago. So I only picked it up. I gained a little weight over the summer. people do. And and I reached out to Stacy, the Trainer Connect, and she suggested that I add in like 2 to 3 days a week, and I just did low impact for a couple of months. And then it was for this meetup. We said we were going to do a catapult, and I really wanted to see if I could try. And so then there was like a corresponding dance challenge around that time. So I worked my way through all the catalysts, and then like now I'm doing catapult like every day, and I never like thought that I could do that. I did not then. So
Not only did you do it, but you did it live today.
Yes.
Live stream.
Like amazing, literally amazing. All of you guys that did it. I did
But it's
not do
everyone
it.
here that made me think that I could.
Absolutely. Non-Glam Tam would like to know, how much time do each of you spend on Instagram each day?
I don't want to know the answer.
I know. Yeah.
5 minutes.
So I actually live it. I actually do my
An hour.
post in the
5
morning,
minutes an hour.
and then I get up in the morning and I do maybe like 15 minutes while I'm having my coffee, and then I work out and I do my post, and then usually I try to stay off it until later. That's why a lot of times I won't respond to somebody's really great message or comment or something like that until maybe even the next morning, because I'm trying not to do that. Not that I don't have moments where you see something pop up on your phone and you're like, oh, yeah.
I have the 30-minute timer set. So at 30 minutes, it says your time's up, and then we do that. 15 more minutes. So then I to give myself
You have small kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a.
You guys are gonna have to show me how to do
Yeah.
that. 'Cause I'm bad. I get on a lot, but not like for long periods, just like randomly looking stuff. And I have my like private account too that has all my like bloggers and stuff that I follow. So I like to say 3 times a day, but maybe more.
Catherine Ross would like to hug all of us, as would
We want to hug you
Nicole.
too, Catherine.
Tam Menopausal
Deb!
asked to have someone hug Sintra, and then she'll just be one hug removed from everyone there. So
Don't
we
I
all-
That's amazing.
That's all the questions that are in the chat right now.
Now what?
We can answer other things.
We play Never Have I Ever.
Yes. Oh, God, no.
Oh, just kidding.
And if you're gonna run it.
Just kidding.
So if anyone watching has other questions, please type them in.
I have a question.
Okay.
So, if there was a movie of your life, who would play you? Go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, come on.
I love Emma Stone.
I'll just say Helen Hunt because I used to hear
Yes.
like her all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You do. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Meghan Markle. That's what.
Yes.
totally.
She looks like Meghan Markle.
Young Sissy Spacek.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh.
Mine's always like a Eva Longoria or a Sanity Shakira or something.
Those sound good.
I'm gonna say Tracy
Said that
Anderson.
look. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jennifer Lopez, obviously.
Sure.
Definitely.
That's
Oh,
probably
that's
Alex.
probably someone who's coming to the you should answer it.
Stop.
Maybe Alex.
Okay, we'll ask another question. I don't have my questions in front of me, so
Who are you most excited to meet?
Oh, that's not fair.
That's not
Well, I was really, I'll just say, I was really excited to dance with Katie.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, again, I wouldn't be dancing without her. And it is everything that I hoped it would be and more.
Yes, it was amazing.
I want to dance with Katie too.
And you will. Yeah.
I was definitely excited to meet everybody, but I had met Citra once before, but especially also Cassie, just with like the presence that they've had on Instagram, and especially like organizing this has just been really, really awesome. But meeting every single person has been super, super cool.
It's funny how, like, we were kind of talking about, like, it's funny how you do not know someone at all. Like, you really don't. Like, you don't even really know sometimes what people's voices sound like. And then to meet someone in person and be like, wow, that really, you are exactly as advertised. Like, how, I mean, no one's catfishing each other. Like, how, where is that? You know, like, oh, wow, you're exactly who I thought you'd be like. And that's so cool.
So, come on in. We have another guest. It's Alex.
Alex is joining
Can we
us.
get a wrong herself here?
She's going to slide in.
She's
I was gonna say
fashionably
Jane.
late.
And I went to knock on 1508 at a different hotel.
She's thinking
So one other question I think we should ask everybody, and then we should definitely get Alex to answer some questions, is
So we
what
can see
kind
you.
of results that you've seen since you started the method, whether they're physical or not physical.
Wait, I missed it.
Well,
I was trying to help Alex get situated.
I don't know.
what was the question? Results.
What kind of results
Yeah.
have you seen, whether they're physical or not physical?
Oh, well, I'll answer both. I mean, just especially since adding the cardio element in, I'm a person that needs extra credit. I just do. And I definitely feel like that's helped whittle things down a little bit. And then just mental, someone, I think maybe it was Erin was talking about self-love, and a lot of us share in common, I think, a history of being exceptionally difficult on ourselves and holding ourselves with very high standards. And I have spent a lot of my adult life not being very kind to myself, and it's been really great to get to a place where I'll never be free of it, really. But it's good to get to a place where I can live with it, and it's more balanced and more healthy than it ever has been.
That's awesome. Thank you, Cassie. Kimmy, do you have an answer now?
What was that? Forget the question.
What kind of results have you seen?
Results. Okay, sorry. I'm clearly living on another planet. Results. Well, I mean, I guess physically, just making everything tighter throughout the years and being able to perform better and just stay physically fit. But I think, I guess kind of going off what Cassie said, I just feel more confident and stronger and able to connect better with people. I feel like when I work out and then I go to work or whatever I have to do throughout the day, I have a lot more clarity. My focus is there, which I always struggled with. So I think just connecting with myself every single morning, I'm ready to take the day on then.
So physical, my body, I've always been very active and I've always been an athlete, but my body was not in balance. So, I had slender upper body, muscular legs, whatever, but now I feel like my body's in balance, especially my butt, my hips, and I really, really wish, and I urge anyone who's just starting this method, do the measurements. Measure your legs, measure all the stuff, because you're not going to believe what happens when you do this method. You will lose inches places you never thought you would lose inches. So physically that, mentally, I echo confidence. I'm in a stage in my life, I call it my second act. It's one of my hashtags that I use all the time. I've never been, theoretically, I'm in a place in my life where people might think there's a lot of negative things. I lost both my parents, I got out of a bad marriage, all this other stuff. But all things considered, I am probably the happiest I've been in my life. And that's saying a lot because I was super close to my parents, right? So, but the confidence you get from this and what your outlook, your day-to-day outlook, it's just amazing.
So for physical results, in October, I hit my pre-baby weight, which was my big day. And then for non-physical, I think that the thing that I've gotten most is that I feel so much more connected to my body now. The whole mind-body connection is just so strong in this method, and that's something that I didn't realize when I very first started doing it. And I'm glad Tracy started talking about it because she kind of pointed it out and made me more cognizant of it.
I would say just the definition of seeing lines, I guess. I mean, I always, again, I think I've said this in my Ask Tamily interview. I was always into fitness and always worked out, and weight was never an issue for me. But I feel like I never had lines on the side. You see different lines in your abs, your shoulders, the line that you get up here, the never saw that with any other workout that I've ever done before. So that would be the physical for me, and just like more the skin tighter to the muscle as well, which Tracy always talks about. And I think like using the heat and the humidity has really helped with that too. And then the mental, of course, again, just back to the mind-body connection thing. Just it's a release. It helps with stress, and it's just the way that like I love to start my day. Like I can't imagine not starting my day this way, and it just makes for a better day. So.
For me, the physical, I noticed just even kind of with my career as a physical therapist, the big thing is just your daily activities. Just, if anybody saw my stories the other day, you see how many stairs I have in my house. And that's just to get into my house. Then there's still 3 more floors to get up. So it's just, I'm constantly doing stairs all day long. And so even before, when I worked out, no matter what workout I did, it was still just, you just don't notice those little day-to-day things getting easier. And with Tracy, it's like, you don't even think about it anymore. Like just your overall physical function is it's just phenomenal. And then just mentally, I love to work out at night, and it just helps me just kind of, no matter what kind of day I've had, it just helps me just wash it away and just reset at the end of even just, a bad day, a good day, no matter what. It's a wonderful way for me to end my day. So.
Yes, go late night tan.
Yes. TA night shift.
For me, it would be core strength. As people have pointed out, I'm petite and small, and I think I actually said this in my last interview that even simple things like short people, do you feel me? Like heavy doors, like
oh my God.
heavy doors, like, even heavy doors, like you feel like, oh, it's a heavy door, and push it, and like now I'm like, bam, I got it.
I need to see that again. I'm sorry. I wasn't.
The core strength means really everything. I mean, when you have kids too, after my first son, you have like your core is wrecked, and you don't have a core anymore after your baby. It's really the center of everything. And right after my first son, I always kind of have problems with my shoulder, but like it was so bad. But once I got my core strength back, like then everything just like comes back into alignment, and then I wasn't having as many like frozen neck problems anymore. And it's just because you're like bam.
Like bam.
Yep.
Hashtag like bam.
Press it forward, girls.
Well, for me, physically, when I started the method, since I've started the method, I've had 2 children. So it's gotten me through pregnancies, got my body back after having kids. But also, more balanced, like Centra said. I'm hip-centric, so I tend to gain weight in my butt and thigh area, and I feel like since being really good with the method, my arms look better than they ever have, and my hip area is a lot more balanced than it used to be. As far as mentally, I would say it's the brain work for me. Like I used to, I always was physically fit before the method, but I was like a runner. Like that's what I do. I just run everything off. Oh, I ate a bad dinner. I'm gonna run it off.
Yeah.
That was my solution, and I didn't feel defined at all. I run it away. But I don't know. The method just makes your brain work, and any other type of exercise I get bored with. Like you go on, I like to go and run still occasionally, like outside. But if I try to do a workout with my sister or something, I'm just bored. I'm like, lunges are so boring.
Yeah.
Like jumping jacks.
Totally.
Come on, like Tracy has such unique moves. Like, and every week they're changing. So it's the brain work. You get addicted to it.
I'm going to mimic what Kim said with definition. So I've been streaming for 18 months, and the first 10 months of it, 9 months of it, I was pregnant. So I was basically pregnant the whole time, or coming back from pregnancy. So I had baby almost 9 months ago now. And so I had no idea that I could have abs. Like I've never had abs in my life. I've never had like arm definition, or even my back is so like toned, and it's just I had no idea that my body was even capable of doing that. So definitely definition. And then just loving my body where it's at. So with the community and so many people talking about, your body's not going to go back to what it was after you have babies, but you can get a new body. That's great, And so just accepting that and just being happy with what I have, because it's my one chance, it's my one body, and
And you look amazing.
Yeah.
Having a 9-month-old.
Every day.
I don't know. Sorry I was a little late. Oh my goodness. Physical. I definitely have big hips, but I've noticed I like them and all, but I feel like the skin has gotten tighter around my hips, right? So even though I know I embrace it a little bit, but I've noticed when I'm in a swimsuit, for example, this summer, I don't feel that jiggle of everything going everywhere. It's still I'm okay with my curves, but it's I don't feel kind of there's movement in weird ways. So if that makes sense. Let's see. I would say the emotional though, for me, there's so much. I just find it to be such a stress relief, such a decompression for the day at night, because I work out at night as well after work. And, I do other things like boxing, more of a Zumba-y type of dance, but I find that this method allows me to get a sweat, get my heart pumping, still really focus on, angles and just really building that strength in unique places for me and my core. And I don't have that back pain that I used to always feel like I had at night. I take so much ibuprofen, and I was taking it an absurd amount. I definitely don't do that anymore.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say the body, definitely the waist cinching, as I'm only 5 feet tall. So
We
not
want
saying
your
that.
yeah.
You would not know. But I'm only 5 feet tall, so I like to eat. I was eating butter on the counter when I was a 2-year-old. So I'm a Midwest girl. I love my food, and I've done all of the workouts, anything you can imagine. And the waist cinching that you get from digging deep and pulling off these moves in high repetition has just changed my body remarkably. And so for the emotional, mental piece, I would say just my confidence as a 5-foot woman in this world and in business and in the competitive life we live, I can walk into a room and have so much confidence just because I've had a mentor like Tracy. She's ruling the world with her method, and we get to experience it, and it just kind of rubs off on us a little bit.
We go into a room bam.
Bam.
Yes. You also kick open doors. Yeah.
I just wanted to say, when Katie was talking about the door, my daughter said to me today, she's like, we're going through a revolving door. She's like, why do you have to push the door so hard? So I'm just pushing it.
You don't know your own secret.
There's a hole.
So physical, I think when I first met Tracy in DC, she said to me, she's like, I can tell you're so tiny, but I wasn't, because I'm tiny on the top and large on the bottom. So it was literally 2 dress sizes, 2 totally different, extra small on the top and 8 or 10 on the bottom. So physically getting those numbers to go so that they're pretty close now is something I never thought I would ever see in my lifetime. And mentally, it's just the commitment of every day, because I would talk myself out of getting out of bed on a cold, if it's cold, if it's dark, or in the afternoon if I was working late or whatever. I don't do any of that. I just get up and go, and it's not even I think about it. It's not an option. I just do it. So.
Well, we have another guest in the room. They can't see you, but maybe you could scoot over and just tell us about any results that you've had.
I'm just going to say hi.
Okay, you can say hi. This is gorgeous Nor, and you're going to get to know her a little more later on. She has an interview. So before someone else tells me to answer it too, I'll answer it. I wasn't physical into fitness or anything ever before the method, and really feel like I became an athlete on this method and went through a transformation twice because I lost a lot of weight and got to like what I considered perfection, and went through, you know, life, ups and downs, and had to lose weight again. So just know that, you know, not only can Tracy get transformations to happen once, but twice at least. So I think we do have a couple more questions in the chat for us. Nicole asked, on the days the workout feels impossible, what do you say to yourself to get to the mat?
Wake up, bitches.
Yeah. it's only an hour.
Yeah.
You can do this. What else are you gonna do? I mean, truly, at night especially, I'm like, it's only an hour. Just do the start. But then by the time I've mentally said that, it's like, I'm doing fundamental.
You're going to be so proud of yourself when you're done. You never regret a workout.
You think about arms as like the first thing, right? Because you're like, you know, and then you get into it. Usually you loosen up into it by the end of it, and then you're like, all right, I put the weights on.
Right, like once you get going, like then you're just in the zone. And I feel like whenever, like before I start and I don't want to, I remind myself like when I'm in it, I'm happy that I'm in it. So I just have to like take myself to that.
For me, it's for me, this exercise or this method is mental predominantly, and I do it every day because I love what it does to my brain. So for me, it's not even. I mean, I have the days where physically you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, but I have to say those are few and far in between, simply because with someone else, we were talking about how wonderful and choreographed, and you know how many the moves are so different, but I just know my brain needs it every day. So it's, for me, it's sort of like, okay, I've gotten up, I've had my coffee, I took Henry out, and I get to the mat. And it's just like Tracy says, brushing your teeth. It's not something
It's
you...
just what you do.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Roll out of bed.
Doing it so long, I feel like it's just like what you do.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
It's like, oh, I have to get it in. Like brushing your teeth or you feel weird.
And something's missing if you didn't.
Yeah.
I felt like Tracy's conversation around the whole endorphin thing in
Yes.
the last
Oh, yeah.
week like really made a difference, because she said, you know, people will say like, oh, go out for a walk, get an endorphin boost, and she's like, that doesn't happen. You have to be doing physically strenuous activity for more than half an hour to get those kind of benefits. So that really just spoke to me to think about like not just making sure to like at least do arms, because you always can do arms even if you're very tired, but to really push for actually like, if you can't do intermediate or attain, do start and do some cardio or something, like, so that you can get past that 30 minutes and really get that benefit. So that's, to me, one that will absolutely stick with me. And it's like, after years of this method, to still keep learning something new is so awesome.
Yep.
Okay, I think we have a couple of other questions in here. Someone said, where's the champagne? We're going to go get some in a little while.
Yeah.
Well, Natalia said, just wanted to pop in and say, hi, you girls are just the best. Wish I was there, but I'm happy you are all together.
We wish you
wish you
were
were here too.
You were here.
People are just giving us like a ton of compliments instead of asking questions.
That's good too, though.
Y'all are so beautiful. Oh, Loretta just joined.
Hi, Loretta.
Did you see us dance earlier? Well, she can't hear us. That's the whole point. Yeah.
We're just looking at you.
Yeah, this is quite the Ask Tamily interview. Loretta said, hi, babes. Wow. So I would like to ask all of you, and not everybody has to answer this question, but who is someone in the Tamily that's not in the room that inspires you?
My goodness.
Muna.
So many.
Oh, that's a
Muna
great
for
answer.
sure.
Nora would like to share her answer.
Actually, right now, somebody that's inspiring me, and I'm sure everybody here, is Alicia.
Yes.
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 Oh,
Yes.
And her
Yes.
strength and her getting through every, I could cry. her workout all the time, and she just is amazing to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I knew I would cry during that.
I know, sorry. And Tracy McNeil, when she went through that too, I mean, it's just incredible that they can keep going. I think it's important to do that if you can. Yeah.
Absolutely. Unbelievably amazing.
Yeah.
They're definitely huge Tamily inspirations, and just life and well-being inspirations
Right.
for all of us.
I would say Surrey, like
Oh,
someone
yes.
who is so
Mhm.
impressive in their career, who will do workouts at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I'm just like, there are no
Mhm.
excuses.
Yeah.
That's, and then like to cheer us, like, you know, streamers on too.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? That's amazing.
Yeah, just to be such a generous spirit.
She's so amazing.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, yeah, like even
Like,
over, I can
it's
imagine which is even more
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
I really love Maria from Vienna. She is like, I think one of the truly kindest people I don't say that I've met or that I know, but I mean, she just always is so supportive of other people. Maiko is like this too, like just always thinking of others, always wanting other people to feel good. Go out of their way to send people gifts and just like think of people in ways like you would never expect anyone to do for you. And I think that like that genuine kindness is just like it's worth its weight in gold.
Yes.
I'm usually inspired by by somebody, but there's one. Her name is Iva. Do you guys follow Iva?
Yeah.
And why she always inspires me? She's like the first one of the international Tamily to pop up in my feed, and she's just always there, quietly doing her thing. And I mean, there's just so much comfort in seeing Iva for some reason, and she just like she kills it every single time. She's there doing the ting. She's like my girl. But
She's like, bam.
Pushing the door open.
I'm just always so inspired by her in the morning.
Do any of you have an inspirational quote or like mantra that you follow around your devotion to fitness and well-being?
Just do it.
Just press play.
There's one that I think of a lot. I think it applies to pretty much everything in life. What you resist persists.
So true.
So it just allows you to sort of let go of certain things, right? Because if you're just kind of constantly resisting, it's always going to be there and it's going to be there again and again. So, yeah.
A lot of times I just tell myself, keep going.
Yeah.
When I just don't want to lift my leg anymore.
My favorite one is someone busier than you is working out right now.
Like Surrey.
Yeah, that's why it's on the wall in the room where I do the workout and ask Tamily. Loretta said, I feel like this is the Oprah show. Tamily celebs after their performance. We feel that way too. So we are approaching the last 10 minutes of the time frame that Instagram will allow us to be live. So of course, if you have any other questions, you can type them in the chat. But I would like to ask everyone here if there's anything else they'd like to say to the Tamily while we have this audience, or any advice you might give to someone that's new to the method.
Get yourself to a Chai Tamily meetup.
That's perfect.
Do it.
I'm going to advocate again, if you haven't sent your pictures to Trainer Connect, send your pictures, put yourself in a bikini, do bra and underwear, whatever, send them in, they'll tell you you're centric, they'll give you advice, it's fantastic. And then personally, I want to thank everybody in the Tamily, frankly, because I still feel like a newbie. I mean, I've been doing this now, I guess, almost 18 months. But everyone has you guys just embraced me so, I don't know, quickly, it meant a lot to me. And I would comment on people's posts and people would respond and, say great things. And I was like, wow, this is just so amazing. So it meant a lot to me. So I just want to thank everybody.
I think one thing, like in what you just said, pointing out that you've only done the method for 18 months, I know that, but I forget it because I think of you as like a, excellent example of the method. Like, we're really all in it together. Even once you just kind of have a basis of understanding of the method, it's hard for all of us every day, even for people that have done it longer than a decade or people that have done it just for a few months. Like, this is not a method that, you know, you have to build for years and years and years. You can, but we're really all like on the same playing field with this new workout happening every 7 days. So you don't need to feel like, oh, I can't do it or I won't be as good as them because they've done it longer. Like, I would look at Cintra's videos and think she's done the method for years. Like, you absolutely can do it, and it just takes pressing play every day.
Yep. I just want to say too, for especially newbies, and Suzanne and I were talking about this earlier, just there was something that had gone around a few months ago, and it was a post by Tracy, and Maybella had said, you know, she looked up at Tracy during a class, and Tracy was looking in the mirror and saying, you can do this. Tracy was talking to herself. So, you know, it's not easy for any of us all the time, especially, you know, like even Tracy. So just don't get discouraged and just keep going.
I would say for new people, I get asked a lot about like results, like how fast does it take to get this or whatever, and honestly, it's not fast. Like the method is great and you will see amazing results, but it's a lifestyle. Like it's not something that you're going to do in like a month. You're going to have this like amazing body, and you really have to stick with it, and it will be worth it if you do.
Tracy specifically says it's like learning a new language.
It
You're not
is.
going to learn a language in
Overnight,
a day, or a week, or a month.
Yeah.
Right? So.
I think for anyone that, like, you know, maybe is out there watching but maybe doesn't feel like they're necessarily a part of the community because maybe they're not contributing, number one, that's fine, of course, and you're still very much a part of it, but I would challenge you to like try to put yourself out there a little bit, because I was a long time creeper stalker, and I never thought it was for me, because I'm actually in real life not a super sharey person. I seem very extroverted and I seem very bubbly, but I'm actually like, I don't do so good at being vulnerable, and I'm not actually good at disclosure and really sharing like true intimacy. That's actually not easy for me. And so having this place where I unexpectedly found how much I clearly needed to get off my chest and actually be honest and be forthcoming about how like life really isn't easy for me. Instead of just acting really bubbly all the time, like it's just like you don't even know what you're missing. You really don't. So like put yourself out there, because you don't even know what you're gonna get back. And I bet you like it'll be awesome, whatever it is.
And I think most of us talked about, you know, seeing physical results, but you never even think about these like mental and emotional and relationship type of results that you can get from a method. It really is on another level.
To add to what Cassie was saying, you know, when you post frequently or daily, and you are tasked with writing something about, when you're tasked with writing a caption, it actually helps finding your voice as an individual, and it becomes almost a diary, right? So and you keep doing it, it keeps getting easier, and it keeps getting easier to listen to that inner voice that I think a lot of us just don't listen to and don't put our thoughts down. So try it.
Love your thoughts.
Yes.
Really love yourself.
But it does get easier. It does get easier to be yourself. And you're not worried about like who you really are. And like at first maybe I was like, oh, I won't swear. But like that's not really honest, you know?
Fuck that.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Like fuck that. Like I'm gonna just do it again and again. But like to find your own voice, like, and it's hard. Like you turn 30 and you don't know who you are. You still don't know. And like I don't know. This has just like kind of helped me a lot in that way. So I echo that.
Same.
Well, we are coming up on the last few minutes. So we want to thank everybody for watching and having a little glimpse into this Tamily meetup, so that you know you want to be at one in the future. This has been really a super amazing weekend with super amazing women in this method. Oh, and one gentleman that did also do the work as well. This is not even everyone that's been here. It's really probably less than half of the people that were here.
I
this
think we
weekend.
had the over 35-hour workout today. Yeah.
Wow.
More than that even, I think.
And Loretta said that clearly Tracy needs to hire us or Cassie and Citra
Yeah.
to organize Vitality
If I don't take a pay cut.
So definitely participate in meetups in the future. We love all of you. Any last words from anybody?
Thank you.
Thanks for showing
Yes,
up and watching.
thanks for coming. We're gonna go find the champagne now.
Loretta said do another one in the summer. We are,
and you're coming.
And
You're
Loretta,
coming.
you gotta be there.
I'm in Florida a lot. I will pick you up and bring you here. So you're coming.